Hello everyone, my name is Brennan Whitaker, but you probably know from the name of the channel, and I'm going to call it right now. AI will replace writers after the Writers Guild strike and will basically just do the same shit they did. Alright, that's my prediction. Further ado, we can get to the video. Now, we already know Hollywood does scrapbooking instead of building up a story. Now, for those of you who don't know what scrapbooking is, it's basically when you create different versions of every scene and you test them, you focus group them. It's basically creating a Frankenstein of a film. It's not at all genuine. It's not artistic. It is very, very on a conveyor belt. The best way I can put it is an assembly line, like Walmart or McDonald's. That being said, studios have been reusing screenplays, which I know it sounds obvious, but I have three perfect examples of where it's blatantly done for major franchises. Because that's the thing. This is done mainly when it is a franchise, a production, or it's being carried by an A-list actor. It's always one, two, or three of those things. First, Batman v Superman and Godzilla. Both were made by Warner Brothers, and for both the stories, both have two protagonists who fight each other thinking the other is a bad guy. Now, obviously, that's a simple premise. A lot of crossovers do that. However, these aren't crossovers. These are properties owned by Warner Brothers, so they aren't exactly crossovers. They're all part of the same franchise already. That being said, both end up fighting a monster made from the corpse of an old villain. For Batman v Superman, Doomsday came from General Zod, and for Godzilla vs. Kong, it was King Ghidorah. King General is a theme, yeah. And it's all orchestrated by an egotistical billionaire who pit the protagonists to fight each other in the first place. Also, the monster dies from a special glowing weapon. Next, Gemini Man and Bad Boys 3. Will Smith and his partner have to fend off against a new attacker slash enemy who's later to be found out as Will Smith's offspring or clone, depending on how you see it. But let's just stop beating around the bush. Son can be attributed to a clone, at least for Hollywood, because Hollywood is alien, so they will be perfectly fine with that definition. Will Smith and his son slash clone confront the person who made them, and they all live happily ever after. Now, I'm not going to show a clip or a picture of them living happily ever after because it is boring as fuck, and it's very, very trivial. It's just going to be them hanging out, and you're not going to understand what's happening in it. It's just them sitting down and laughing. But that being said, yes, both were done by Paramount. Both have Will Smith, obviously, and one has a person with a hairstyle, like he sort of has a mustache or goatee to look like Will Smith, and the other one's just fuck it, let's just deep fake him, whatever. De-age Will Smith. We don't need an extra. So I guess good for them. Gemini Man came first, so I guess they just said, yeah, that was creepy. Let's just get a someone who sort of looks like Will Smith. And the third one is X-Men Apocalypse and the Predator. Both have an ancient alien returning for a mysterious reason, only for the twist to be they want to upgrade themselves with another person's brain. Now, both were done by 20th Century Fox. No, not Fox Studios. This was when 20th Century was its own company and could still make movies. That, you know, sometimes they were good, other times they were these two things. That being said, yes, I have watched all of these, so I can confirm that yes, all of this happens. On the left, that's Charles Xavier when he has hair. On the right, that kid has autism. That's the reason why the Predator wants him because he has autism. Don't be offended. That's just the movie. I'm just stating what happens in it. The predator wants him because apparently autism is like being a person with mind powers. And yeah, I am reading between the lines. X-Men Apocalypse came first, so yeah, I am comparing the two. Autism is basically like being telepathic. All that being said, yeah, Hollywood hasn't changed that much, and to be honest, with I don't think it's going to change that much because it's got to get something from somewhere. I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to just going to show it Citizen Kane 1,000 times in a row? No, of course not. You would need to self-reflect in order to do that. But no, people in Hollywood have an ego. They're just going to show it the same stuff over and over again. And when the executives, die off, cease as mortal beings do, these AI will just carry on with this tomfuckery. And so, yeah, don't get your hopes up with whatever happens during the strike. But again, AI is probably just going to replace the writers because they're cheaper and they won't complain because you won't program them to. That being said, check out my book, What Are Real, What Are Real, $8.99 for softcover, $3.99 for ebook. Link in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe. You can follow me on Rumble, Odyssey, Minds, Locals, etc., etc. This is not a robot, and take care.